So Levo 4, this is a first ride review. I'm going to get you some actual weights on the bike. I'll cut into some of the techie stuff, but not too much. This video is more about the ride impressions, hammering it up, hammering it down trails, and hopefully it doesn't break. This is Helderberg Trails, by the way. Big shout out to them for letting us film here today. One of my favorite spots to ride. The reason I've chosen this venue is because I ride here a lot. So I'm pretty used to how different bikes feel on this terrain, which is going to give me a good idea of the capabilities of Levo 4.
Did you rub the shock and have 3 wishes?
Forgot to do that. Let's do that.
Genie in there.
Genie. Ooh. Right, so let's take a look at those main updates then. The new motor, the 3.1, punches out a whopping 111 Newton meters and 720 watts. That's for the S-Works model. All other models run up to 101 Newton meters and 666 watts. There's special coatings internally to make everything a lot quieter. It also now runs on large metal gears that are double the size, making them less susceptible to heat expansion and also more durable. And there's also many other changes to make it quieter and smoother. The battery is now a modular system, so all models are sold stock with an 840 watt-hour battery. There's an aftermarket 600 watt-hour battery available for anyone who wants to downsize, and you'll save about a kilo in the process. You can also add a 280 watt-hour range extender to the bike, so there's mega range available with this bike now. You can also ride the bike without the internal battery, which brings the total weight down by about 4.5 kilos. Onto the visuals. They've done away with the sidearm structure that ran around the shock, and also notable is the whole area surrounding the motor. It's far more compact looking. To me, it looks like it's around about 30% smaller. There's frame storage now in the down tube, so above the battery there's enough space for jackets, flat repair and that sort of stuff. The Genie shock, so it has 2 air chambers inside of it, which essentially makes small bumps, makes it far more supple on small bumps, and it also delivers more bottom-out resistance. The geometry and sizing is almost unchanged. C-tube slightly steeper. There's about 30 mils more standover clearance, and the chainstay is a little shorter. The same 3-way adjustability as Levo 3 applies here, so that's your head angle can be steepened or slackened by 1 degree. The BB height can be tweaked by 6 millimeters, and the chainstay by 9 millimeters, meaning the bike is perfect for trail or enduro kind of riding. It's an MX wheel size only, and it's still 150 rear and 160 travel on the front. Over and above the 3 support modes, there's a micro tune and a new dynamic micro tune giving endless on-the-fly tunability. There's a lifetime warranty now on all the bearings for original owner, and you can also run up to a 180mm fork on the bike.
23.4.
23.4, so that's with tubeless, no pedals, and a size S4 S-Works. Spicy. So I actually owned the Levo 2 and Levo 3 and rode both of them for around about 5 years in total. And there's a few things that I immediately noticed jumping onto this Levo 4. As far as low speed handling, it feels like it rolls through and out of tighter uphill and flat corners a lot more efficiently. There's a ton of power and it kicks in nicely. It feels like the power rolls on a lot faster too. Getting up over chunky stuff like pavements and rocks is easier, probably because the front end is lighter. I definitely think the lower standover makes a positive impact to the overall agility of the bike, especially in these low speed conditions. In high speed situations, the handling is incredible. The bike feels so much lighter when you're at high speed. And jumping this bike, it actually jumps more like a 20 kilo bike than the 24 kilos that it is. And because that weight is so low, you know, the battery and everything is lower, it's just so planted and so like stable in the air. That's the word I'm looking for, stable in the air. And when you land, there's like less of an event. I always say when you land big hits on an e-bike, there's like an event, initial impact, and then there's like a recovery from that. But this one just seems to like land and settle. On flow lines, jumping and corners, I'm still using a lot of travel and would probably prefer more, but the bike isn't blowing through all the travel, creating any harsh end of travel bangs or events. It's super stable in the air and isn't kicking or doing anything weird. The rear sensor feels a little stiffer laterally than the Levo 3, which helps with corner grip and gives more accurate feedback so you can react faster to things. There's a couple more things that I noticed. Specialized says the motor purrs, and I agree. The older motors were quiet too, but this one is almost inaudible. The extra power, well, whether you use it or don't, it's really nice to have. One thing is for sure, in racing conditions, it's going to be difficult to beat this S-Works. The center of mass is very low too, so it feels very agile. Compared to other e-bikes, there's less vibrations coming through from the motor and the chassis. The overrun is an absolutely awesome feature. It adds so much flow to the trail and it's nothing to be scared of. And once you get used to it and know how to activate it and kick it on, it just really is so much fun to use out there. So to summarize, I think Specialized has done an incredible job with this bike. I think it's quite simply, it's one of the easiest full power EMTBs to ride. It's predictable, and it's natural in that whatever you're thinking and whatever you're trying to make it do, it does. A lot of fun out there. The versatility is going to appeal to a broad base of full power e-bikers, from trail to enduro to racers. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these bikes on the trail, probably going to be more popular than the previous iteration.